You don't remember your grandfather's name?
I don't know what we called him by.
How about your grandmother?
I always just called him Grandpa.
Okay. What's your grandmother's name?
I never did see my grandmother.
You never seen your grandmother?
Oh, no, she was gone long, many years ago. Nobody knew her about her.
Well, who was Rebecca? You mentioned Rebecca the other day. Who was Rebecca?
I really don't do my grandmother unless I had a book.
Oh, okay. Let's go to your mom and dad. What was your mother's name?
Gracie.
Gracie? And your dad?
Alonzo.
Alonzo. Where did they live? Where did you and they live? Or where did they come from? Do you know?
Same place they lived.
Same place.
They lived there all their life, huh?
Indiana.
Yeah.
Hendricksville.
At Hendricksville.
Hendricksville. Okay. Is that why it was named Hendricksville? Because your last name was Hendricks?
There. Our names were Hendricks.
Yeah. And do you remember any of your sisters?
My sisters?
Yeah, your sisters.
Oh, sure.
Okay, what are their names? Do you remember any of them?
I've got a paper. He'll hand it to me right over there someplace.
Okay, we'll stop it. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've lost out some.
Well, who was the oldest here? Mom, right here. Who's the oldest?
Pearl.
Pearl?
Mm-hmm.
And who's the youngest?
Well, she's gone now.
Pearl was the oldest?
Than me.
Okay. Who was the youngest then?
I guess I was next.
Were you? Are there any of them living, Mom? Any beside you? Any still living that you know of?
Yes. And she's gone, isn't she?
She's living.
She's living now.
That's the only one.
Okay.
And Goldie.
Uh-huh.
And Annabelle.
And Annabelle just died last year.
Yeah. And then
And Hubert.
this was Hubert.
Yeah, and Hubert. Okay.
The only boy.
Uh-huh. What do you remember about your house, Mom, where you lived in Hendricksville, that you thought was fun?
Well, we lived in a house
Hey.
Okay.
on a hill.
On a hill? Yeah.
A mile from Hendricksville.
Yeah.
The road ran north, away from there. And it also, there's a creek comes down on the other side, and it comes down to Hendricksville, and goes on through just in what we call a creek.
Uh-huh.
And that road followed right up there, and made a big turn when it got just beyond our house. And I can sit there and tell you that.
And that's where the schoolhouse was.
And it went right on up like this, come up here, and it was going northeast, and it was going to turn to go north then. And there was a big bridge up there. Now coming back on the same one there, right in there was where we went to school.
A schoolhouse, huh? Oh.
Nice schoolhouse there. And about a quarter of a mile right over from there was our house. And that was quite a hill. And there was a stream of water run through between the two. You go over there to our house and got something in my throat. And we're going on down to Hendricksville. And if you want to go to our house, you open the big gate there, and you went up a hill, like that, for about as far as from here over to the road there. And right up there is where the house sat. And it was a two-story house, upstairs and downstairs. And a big, long porch all over the front of the someplace. We've got clothes. I mean, must have pictures of that down in someplace.
Didn't you have a great big
And
porch along the back of it that went around the side of it and came around?
no,
By the
it
kitchen?
was along,
No?
all along the front, the whole front. And that was the front of the living room over here, and what we called it the stick,
Now, tell them about you had a fireplace made out of stone in the living room.
just like this is the front of it, and that going along there like this.
Uh-huh.
Here.
Yeah.
And this right over here was the one room there, and a big window in there, and also a fireplace that went out that way.
Did you have lots of fires in that fireplace?
We lived by it for years.
You did, eh? That was your heat for years? A lot of heat.
I don't know how long it was, but you always had it at night.
Yeah.
And then the house had a front door, comes out on the porch. Then right there is a place like that, another room over here, which was what they called that our parlor.
Yeah.
And between it and this, in the house, there was a big stairway. You went upstairs. Went up, way up, about 10 steps. And then it turned a little bit and went up about 3 steps like that. And then there was rooms upstairs. Another big one up there, and one over there, and one behind. There was 3 of them. And that on this side upstairs was us girls. That's where we always slept. And my mother and my dad slept downstairs in the room on there where the
Next to the parlor?
well, it was on the north side.
Uh-huh.
And that was their bedroom too, right in the living room. And then over here on the wing that went up there, where you went up the stairs, like this. And then you turned up here. And it was about as big as this only it'd be square. You stepped on it, and then you took 2 steps up to go in to another room up there. And that was the older room up there.
And then they tore it
Because
down.
it was a big one, not all the way across up there. But the steps went up there and went into this one. And then you turned and went the other way up there and went into the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you could think about it or not.
No, I thought the porch went around the back. I don't know what house I was at, where there was
And
we slept on a porch
There was
going
none.
around it.
The one in the front downstairs had a top like that going front ways. And you couldn't get in there anywhere to get up there. You had to go in to front room. You could go from there and walk in at the doors. There was 2 doors there together. One went one this way and one that way.
Yeah.
Then your dad tore the top off of it.
And, years after that, after a long time, it was, my granddad lived with us too. And he's the one that helped to build that, I guess. And of course, he died there.
Yeah.
And then my dad, after the kids grew up and going up the stairs and up the stairs, he didn't want them. He made so much trouble, and he couldn't get up and down too much. And Mommy never would go up there and sleep. She always wanted downstairs. So they took the top off of it and put another top on it. Not too long ago, but they did, and us kids were all getting big.
Tell them about your grandpa. You going fishing with your grandpa.
Oh, he was the one when I was little. And now Pearl was the oldest girl.
That makes noise in there, Mom.
Oh.
Pearl was the oldest, and
Yeah, well, Grandpa lived with us.
What kind of medicine did your grandpa use?
Well, it was regular.
What did your dad bring back for your grandpa from Bloomington?
Well, I guess it was,
A paint bottle?
a pint bottle, and that's all he'd ever get.
What'd you put in it?
I don't know what he put in it. Well, he put regular, what you drink. What do you call it then? You can't take either.
oh, it wasn't whiskey, was it?
It was
Liquor.
whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey.
And there
Liquor,
was...
that's what they called it.
Huh?
Liquor.
It was liquor. But there was something he would put in it, and it was for cold. And I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, did it help?
And he took a
He
little...
took a tablespoonful every time he ate dinner. And that's the only he ever drank out of any of it. He didn't really drink, he just drank that.
That was his medicine, huh?
And he lived for a long time. He was old when he passed away.
He wasn't as old as I am, though, was he, Mom?
Well, he was in the 90s, wasn't he?
No.
Well, I've got him. It's in a book someplace. I just got one out and read in it the other day.
What about your yard
Out of
there?
that thing over there.